Europe is absolutely finished because of illegal migration and a host of other issues, housing, etc., etc. Name something. Crime has gone through the roof. But more specifically, we have YouTubers live streaming it every single day now. You know, we have Kurt Kaz, we have all these amazing YouTubers live streaming the downfall of Europe, okay? How it is way more dangerous than even places in, you know, the Middle East, you know, South Asia, Africa. So definitely, it's getting worse by the day. Now, here we have Dutch YouTuber investigating safety in Marseille, but ends up getting attacked by aggressive migrants himself. Now, France is just a disaster. I've heard France is just finished, so I haven't watched this yet, so let's get into it.
So let's just walk. What do you want, man? What do you want? Oh, fuck off, you fucking man. Fuck off, you. Go, man. Pussy, run.
Holy crap. That's crazy.
Go. Une fois. Fucking wankers tried to rob me. Let's get out of here. That was crazy shit, mate. Two guys just tried to rob me. I don't know if the camera catched it all, but one guy was waiting behind the car and the other guy stood on the side of the road. They knew I was coming. I think they were following me like 10-20 minutes before because they knew exactly what they tried to do. They tried to rob me. One guy came from behind, tried to take me, and the other one tried to take my bag.
Crazy.
But chased them away. I walked like 3-4 streets further. Ce n'est pas normal. It's not normal.
You know, this is happening all over Europe, guys. You know, we see this happening in Germany. Kurt Kaz reported in Germany, ladies throwing glass bottles at him. Now you have a guy here the Dutch, tall Dutch man, try to get flipping stranglehold from behind, try to get his bag grabbed off him. This is crazy stuff. This is everyday stuff, and Dublin's the same. Dublin's just as bad. There's stabbings, there's shootings, there's flipping, it's like the flipping, you know, Wild West in Dublin, guys. Absolutely crazy. Then on top of it, they're bringing in hundreds of thousands of these EU illegal migrants, and they're doing it on purpose, guys. The purpose, in my opinion, is to start an EU army to sort of rule and fight against Russia, fight against these different countries that are fighting back against the sort of globalist agenda, okay? This video here we have from Joe.ie is very eye-opening, guys. Very crazy, okay? It says here, would you fight for Ireland, for democracy, for freedom? And this is crazy because nowadays, most people on the right, like myself, you know, we're very patriotic. We love our country. We always used to say, oh yeah, we'll fight for the country like Michael Collins did in 1916, you know, and then other patriots in 1922 to sign the independence. And, you know, all these sort of just history that we have, 800 years of oppression by the British. But in 2025, guys, I absolutely hate the government. Most people hate the Irish government. I'm not going to fight for the Irish government. If I see Micheál Martin and, you know, Simon Harris put on a flak vest and grab an M16, or what's the gun that we use in the Irish Army? The AUG, the AUG from Austria. If I see one of those lads grab a flipping AUG and a bulletproof vest and go fight, okay, I'll be right behind you. But until then, guys, and that's not going to happen, I do not want to see any EU army, us getting involved in sort of EU policing. The EU is getting more and more extreme. And watch these people, guys. These people, this first guy here, more right-leaning. Immediately, you can tell he's more of a right-leaning guy. Let's hear what they all say.
Would you fight for this country? Absolutely, yeah. Put my body on the line for the flag and, you know, fight till the end.
And he's just smiling. He's joking like he's wearing a pure, you know, rugby. He's wearing the full rugby kit like, you know, obviously well-spoken guy, handsome kid from D4 somewhere. But it's like, you're not really going to fight in a war, guys. War is like hell, you know?
Would you die for Ireland? Absolutely, yeah.
No.
Why not?
I'm running the other way, going to an island somewhere, living off the fruit and vegetables, keep me out of it.
Yeah.
Let me just die alone in peace. You know what I mean?
That's fair enough. Women shouldn't be fighting in wars. That's why women really shouldn't have any opinion when it comes to safety of the country. If I hear any woman saying, we need to bring in people, immigrants, and this guy, I immediately just disregard everything they say ever for the rest of time ever. Because they have no issue doing that because they don't have to protect themselves, the children, and the men of the country. Like, only men can protect women from crazy people. You know, that's the only people that can protect people. All right, so draft the feminists first. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, yes, and he's winking. No one's going to fight and die for this country. Notice they haven't asked a foreigner yet.
I would, yeah. Yeah, it was for democracy, for freedom, for pints.
It is to keep the price of pints below $5.50.
I'll back that.
I talk for Ireland, but I'm not fighting for Ireland. But I could talk us out of anything. I could talk to a wall.
I don't think...
You could talk us out of anything. She could probably sleep with the enemy. That would probably get us out of the war quicker. Okay, if all the women slept with the invaders, which they're also trying to do on purpose as well. You know, let's be honest, guys.
I'd like to be controlled by like Nazis back in the day, but probably would. I'm there, leading the charge.
I mean,
I wouldn't want to be controlled by Nazis back in the day. Does the guy have any concept of what history was even about, guys? Yeah, no one's talking about Nazis invading us in 2025. That's not going to happen. We're talking about hordes of psychos, you know, that are dropping in on parachutes with AK-47s and swords ready to chop your head off in the middle of O'Connell Street. That's the people that we have to fight against. No Nazi power, no fascism is rising in 2025. Okay, that is some left-wing, you know, far left extremist ideology that they're preaching to the people. Oh my God, fascism is rising again in Ireland and in Europe. No, it's not. No, it's not. The right wing have like 1 or 2% power. You know, the studies show that the polls, you know, where people go to vote, 2%. You know, and they call these people on the right fascists, which they're not even fascists. But let's say the liberals call the far right fascists, which they're not. Because I'm obviously right wing. Like, this is just all complete insanity, guys. Everything about Joe.ie are just scumbags. All the corrupt people that work for Joe.ie are doing this on purpose to brainwash the public.
go with all my great skills I have.
You know what? I probably would if I needed, like, but I don't think we'd stand much chance at this if it was. But yeah, look, why not?
We went to war with America.
No chance. I'd be gone. I'd be absolutely gone.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. You know, he said, like, yeah, probably would have to. And this is how everyone would feel. This is an actual masculine man here laughing. He's like, oh, I probably would, sure, why not? Like, because we're going to die anyway. If somebody invades us, the reason we're fighting to die for our country is either we fight and die for the country or we get taken over. Would you like the Taliban to take over Ireland? I bet not. So would the women and the men of this country fight and die for Ireland if Taliban were taking over, or some terrorist fraction, Al-Shabaab from Somalia, or, you know, some Middle Eastern African, some, you know, Far East, you know, South Asia country, a terrorist fraction? If they were to invade Ireland, would you fight for Ireland? That's the real question. Answer that question. You'd have to, right? You'd have to. But only then, right?
Because if no one fought, no, there would be no war.
That is so true. Why can't we all just relax?
If everyone just took a chill pill and relaxed, no one would.
If nobody fought, there would be no war. No, let me tell you, let me explain to the public of Ireland what would happen if we didn't fight. That's why fighting is necessary and being neutral is stupid and gay, okay? If you don't fight, like the Vikings and the Normans and the whatever back in the day, that came to the shores of the different countries in Europe, and they just sexually assaulted, let's just say, and beheaded all the men and children. They killed everybody, guys, and stole all the women. That's what would happen, okay? Just so everyone's laughing, oh, we don't need to fight. You know, all these, you know, feminists, you know, these male feminists and these women say, we don't need to fight, guys. Let's just be peaceful. You know what happens then? Savages come over and they sexually assault the women, then cut their head off, and then they cut the men's head off, and then they take our land. That's what's going to happen if we don't fight. So, good job to everybody. Can't wait to die in a flipping ditch in a field that I used to play in as a kid. That's going to be great. We're all doomed, guys. Alright, so the next video we have here is, this one's just insane, guys. Like, I don't even know what the hell is even happening here, but, you know, we have a crazy, you know, this is one of the Garda leaders, you know, of the detective unit, I suppose, you know, which are normally kind of nice people. Everybody that I've met that's a guard seems to be a nice person. The advanced, you know, not the file and rank, you know, on the beat Gardaí with the uniform, but anyone that's like in a suit, tie, that's professional. The upper ranks of the Gardaí seem to be professional. It says here, if you flashed your lights at an unmarked Garda car, you know, when you flash your lights, this is a really Irish thing, you flash your lights to oncoming, you know, traffic, that behind you, you just went through a checkpoint or you just saw a speed camera, then you're going to go to jail and prison, guys. So they're making everything illegal. They're bringing in more laws. They're making it more draconian. Like, this country is just going to be one law police state eventually.
We've all been in the situation where you're driving along and the cars coming the other way maybe flash you. They're giving you a warning that maybe there's a speed camera or something going on up ahead. They're giving you kind of a warning, and you might kind of be very grateful for that. But where does that stand legally?
You could, I mean, if you're the person flashing your lights, and a lot of people do it, like if you end up flashing your lights at a car coming towards you that turns out to be an unmarked patrol car, you've got a bigger problem now, because you're flashing the unmarked patrol car that there's maybe a checkpoint down the road. They're going to go after you and pull you in, and you could be facing a prosecution for obstruction. The judge can do anything there.
The next question I would ask is, like, how can you prove that? Maybe you're flashing your lights warning to slow down because there's a river, a pool, you know, there's a blockage on the road. You know, how the hell can they even prove that you're flashing your lights to warn them about anything? I would just say, oh, I was just flashing the lights because I thought you were my friend. You know? I thought you were my cousin. My cousin drives the same car as that. Oh, it's unmarked police car. Well, he doesn't have the same lights as you now, but, you know, it's the same car. Like, how can they even prove that? What an absolute shit show. This country has gone to the dogs, and we are slowly eroding the actual culture and the fabric of this nation. I love you all. If you want to support me and hear from things that aren't the mainstream media, because of course you will never hear this on the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is dead, as my t-shirt entails. Hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member for just €3 per month. We have 20 members now. Crazy stuff, guys. We're getting members daily. I appreciate that so much. Let's keep pushing out these videos to push back against the mainstream. They're all crazy. We're going to keep winning, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.